What's up, everyone? So today I'm going to get a little personal, a little intimate, a little transparent with you guys. I'm going to talk to you about my baby culture estate, how we started off as a real estate company, and now we're more of a brand and we've converted into a virtual real estate company. But along the way, we had to close down our office. Not had to, but kind of under the circumstances, we decided it was the best decision. I'm going to walk you through those steps that we had to take. It wasn't easy. And it was definitely a tough decision for me because if you know me, you know who I am, you know my story. I've been doing real estate for almost 20 years now. It's been about almost 18 years exactly. And I've been through pretty hard times in real estate. I've had some bad partnerships and I've come out of them, and I created culture, which was my baby. We started that with 3 agents and we grew to about 100 agents in 2 years. Very quick, we started to have a good success. And thanks to all my agents, we were able to do tremendous numbers, tremendous volume. And then I got the opportunity to do something a little bit different. I wanted to franchise, but I learned that the franchise business was kind of dying out. So I had a decision to make. I had to either continue my franchise with culture, knowing that the business was going to die, knowing that the business is really changing day to day, and it's really not the same that it used to be. We've got major franchises with big names giving away franchises for no money up front, just because they want to be able to own you and charge you royalties for the next 5 to 10 years. And I knew that that's not the kind of business that I wanted to be in, but I still wanted to expand into different places. So we decided to make a partnership with eXp Realty. But before we did that, it was a tough decision to make, but we ended up doing it. And I felt it was the best thing for my agents and the best thing for culture to continue the longevity and the expansion of culture. But I never thought about closing my real estate office. That really wasn't in the cards for me to do. My real estate office was kind of like my second home, even my first home, because I spent more time there than I did anywhere else. And the people we would see on a day-to-day basis, those were like my extended family. So it was a really tough decision, but along came COVID, which at first I dismissed as being maybe just something that was gonna be overhyped just because the media needed something to talk about. And it ended up not being that. I was completely wrong. So we had to make a decision. We talked to the landlord and we decided that it'd be best for us as a real estate company to go virtual. We talked over with him and he gave us the ability to basically just move out early. Our lease was going to end in October, but we ended it earlier in March because we asked all our agents, how important is it to you to have a real estate office? Would you rather have the office to work to? Are you comfortable working from home remotely? Would you rather do that and get a higher commission split, or would you rather keep the office and have a lesser commission split because we have more overhead? So the votes came in and they were unanimous. The agents told us basically like, look, we're a company because of each other, not because of an office. You know, we're a group. We're just a team. You know, we're an environment. We still meet all the time, and I feel like I'm even closer to my staff now than I ever was before. Every morning we have a staff meeting with my crew that I never ever was able to do before when we had the office, and it just seems like I'm better communicated and I'm more in touch with them now than I ever was before, and we get more done now because we're forced to kind of have that early morning communication. We just every morning on the horn and just making sure that we're doing and plugging away at everything that we have to. There'd be days that I'd go without speaking to my staff sometimes when we had the office, and I didn't know that this was possible. I thought my communication was going to be worse if I was ever to do that, but I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. I was definitely wrong. So that was one of my biggest fears, that things would fall apart. Another fear I had that was the agents wouldn't like it, that they would leave if we closed the office, because we knew getting into EXP that it's a cloud brokerage. We don't have to have an office, but I felt that the agents needed it. Even though less than 10% of agents even showed up to the office at any given time, we still thought that it'd be a very good idea to have a place. But it was such a relief. I'm telling you, it was such a burden taken off my back when we finally did decide to let the office go. Even though it was a very somber moment for me and it was a very sad moment for me, we decided it was the best thing to do for not only myself, but also for the company to continue the longevity. And through COVID, we knew we were going to experience a lot of hardships. You know, we're going to have a monetary step back. Financial situation was going to change. So we needed to start cutting expenses. So we did. We let it go. And it's been now a few months, and the result has been actually the opposite. It's been incredible. Our agent count when going into EXP was about 75 agents, and since then our agents have been plugging away, spreading the word about EXP, and we've grown our agency now to almost 200 agents across almost 10 states. So we're very proud of that, and that's one of the things that I never thought we'd be able to accomplish, but I knew we would accomplish it sooner or later, but never this soon and never this quickly. One of the main reasons why we decided to go virtual is because we don't know how long this illness is going to go on for, and we don't want our agents getting sick. So having an office environment was really not a great idea for us to hold on to, because we did feel like this may be the first epidemic that we encounter, but it probably won't be the last. So maybe we could survive this one if it's only a month or 2 or 3 long, but it's been longer than that, and things still haven't been loosening up. And we're hearing all this stuff about second waves and potentially it coming back every year. So having an office and being one of the first ones brave enough to close it down, I think is probably what's going to give us our advantage in the future. So getting back to the office and how things have been changing and progressing, we've noticed that clients don't even come to the office anymore. Everything gets signed digitally, and agents are always on the road. They're more digital now than they ever were before. So I know that it was going to be a slow progression going 100% digital, but I am glad that COVID kind of forced that on us, and it wasn't something that I thought would have a silver lining, but it kind of has for us. And I'm very happy to say that our agents have been very, very understanding of the changes, and they haven't really abandoned us, and haven't abandoned what we're growing here with the team that we're trying to create. I have a lot of agents who have created their own teams, and now they're doing excellent. They're doing such great things. I have an agent who recently brought in 2 brokers, one in Colorado and another one here in New Jersey, and I couldn't be more proud of them. They're thinking about their longevity. They're thinking about their retirement. They're not just thinking about the next house they're going to sell. So that's been really exciting for me. That's exactly why I made this switch, because I could have kept culture the way it was and have only myself progressing and only myself benefiting. But I decided that this was the right thing to do, because it was going to give my agents the opportunity that I was looking for, the opportunity that I wanted for expansion, for retirement, for savings, for ownership, for all these things that you only get when you own a real estate company, a franchise, a brokerage, those types of things. They all have that now from day one, which is awesome. The other unintended consequence that I've been feeling is that I have more freedom now than I ever did. I have so much time on my hands that I can do other things that I was never able to do. As you guys know, I've been doing a lot of this YouTube stuff because it was always a passion of mine, and I was never really able to do it consistently on a regular basis. But ever since I've been home and I don't have so many distractions and I don't have the commute time, I've been able to do so much more media that I've always wanted to do, and I'm getting more productive stuff done just because the distractions are so much less. Even though I got the 2 little rugrats at home, I can still definitely get more stuff done at home, and that's been like I said earlier, it's been an unintended consequence of this situation. But I do miss the office, but I know that being virtual has definitely been one of the biggest surprises, I guess I would call it, that I could have ever expected from this. And since we're working remotely, it's also given me an opportunity to start thinking about how do I want to improve the quality of my life and the quality of life of my children. So recently, I know that you guys have been hearing me talking about Florida. It's always been a dream of mine, a passion to want to live in that state, because I definitely hate the winters here. I'm not a big fan of the cold. Okay, so I was getting really worried that I was going to have to shovel all this crazy ass snow. But I went on Facebook Warren group, and I found someone who actually does snow plowing, and the guy is 2 houses over right now. But I've always, since a kid, been wanting to be a Florida resident, and I've always stuck around for one reason or another. But I'm finally able to now be able to transition and live anywhere I want. Maybe Florida will be the next place I live for the next year or 2, and then maybe I'll live somewhere else, and then maybe eventually I move out of the country. Who knows? But I know that now being virtual and not having the office is probably a blessing in disguise for me, because I get to move around. I have my freedom back. When I used to be a barber, one of the reasons why I sold my barbershop at a loss was because I felt trapped. I felt like a slave. And I was starting to feel that way again with my real estate office. So if you're thinking of opening a real estate office, think again, because the model is quickly changing and things are so rapidly increasing in technology that if you go to open an office now, you're going to be so behind on the trends, and you're going to have so much overhead, and you're not going to be able to compete with a lot of these other companies because they're giving agents unfair splits that you can't compete with, because if you try to, you would literally be putting yourself out of business. So what I decided to do was go to the place where not only will agents be able to get the most commission in the industry, but also have a piece of the pie, be owners of the company, in which all my agents are. They own part of the company that we work for. And not only that, but they also get to join in on the revenue that the company makes. If you're interested in learning more about what that means, I'm going to leave a link down below where you guys can get in touch with me if you're thinking of getting into real estate, or if you're in real estate and you're just not happy and you know there's more out there and you want to progress yourself and grow an organization and not always exchange your time for money. So even though I'm sad that, we don't have our office to meet anymore, we actually have offices all over the world. We can plug into any Regis office in any city, anywhere in the world, just because we work with this company, EXP. That's a publicly traded company. It's not a fly-by-night. They've been around for 10 years, and they are the leader in cloud-based technology. They're actually so successful that they're actually licensing the office that we use, which we call the EXP World Campus. They're actually licensing it to Fortune 500 companies, so they can take their staff and have them work in that space, in that virtual space, like we do. It's the coolest thing ever. I'm going to actually show you guys here for a moment what that actually looks like, because a lot of people don't even know that this technology exists. When I tell agents that we have a virtual office place, they're confused. They're scratching their head. They're like, what do you mean virtual office, cloud-based office? Like, what is that? And I try to explain it to them, but it's not something you could literally tell someone this is what it is. It's more of a show. You have to show them. And this is where the world is going. We've been hearing about Twitter and Facebook and Google, and so many different companies now are letting their employees work from home because they're so much more productive. They're much more happier. Quality of life is going up. I mean, productivity is going through the roof, even though, I'm sure they have their downtime when they're not doing anything. But it's increasing it's increasing workers' productivity. It's increasing everyone's productivity. So I'm excited about what the future holds for us, because now the sky's the limit. We've proven it here that it could work. We're going to go to different states. We're going to go to different countries. Mark my words, we're going to grow this organization to thousands of people. And if you're interested in being a part of that and growing along with us and being our partner, I encourage you guys to click the link down below. So my question for you is, do you think the teleworking, working from home, do you think this is the way of the future, or do you think that everyone's eventually going to go back to working from an office space? Leave it down below. I'd love to hear your comments on this topic. I know things are changing by the day, and I'm not one to make predictions, but I will tell you, sometimes you got to look at the trends, and I see people very happy right now working from home. I've been very happy working from home. I've never spent this much time with my girls, and I really couldn't do it any other way now. I've just been spoiled, I guess. And I get so much done. I could roll out 6 o'clock in the morning in my pajamas and start plugging away, or I can go for a run in the middle of the day if I want, and come back and have a nice meal and not have to eat out. I know a lot of people are putting on that weight from being home, but if you just prepare yourself a little bit better, I'm sure that being at home would be a much healthier way and a healthier lifestyle for everyone. And I will encourage you to please follow my journey to where I'm going to ultimately go within a few weeks to Florida and start up not only an expansion of the business that I'm currently in right now, but I'm starting different businesses. And I want you guys to follow me in this journey to let you know that anybody can do this. If you're not happy where you are, only you can change that. So come along with me, guys. I'm so excited to make you guys part of this journey. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, Papa.
How are you?
I'm good.
What are you doing here?
Well, I gotta show you something.
You gotta show me something. Show me. Show me. Show me. Show me. Show me. What is it?
Little houses.
You got little houses here. You're like a real estate person, like Papa.
No, we every day we come and build new stuff.
I see. You guys are building houses.
Now that's my.
How much are you gonna sell the house for?
We're not gonna sell it. It's for the animals.
It's for the animals?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was for selling.
No, it's for we can keep.
Okay, now I know. Thank you. I see you.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to the subscribers. Say don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Already? I'm just starting to show you.
Oh, well, okay. Tell me.